Nintendo. Oh boy, why? Why do you keep on doing this to yourself? I mean, you would think that after the Wii U's debacle and the craziness with the Wii U, you would think that Nintendo have learned their lessons, but clearly they haven't. After this presentation these past two nights, Friday night, Thursday night, Thursday night, Friday morning, Nintendo released their big Switch presentation, and what a disappointment. I mean, come on, Nintendo, really? Like, is this what Nintendo has become? Just a gimmick console, a gimmick company that relies on gimmicks to propel their console, because all they showed in that Switch presentation were gimmicks, you know, with the Joy-Con controllers and the so-called third-party support. Now, once again, Nintendo has fallen back on their tricks to fool people, creating this illusion that the Switch is, next gen, innovative revolution, whatever you want to call it. But clearly, that's just not the case. Revolutionary, innovated, yeah, just a bit. But once again, Nintendo is just clearly losing track of what a gaming console should be. Now, I'm gonna talk to you about my main concerns about the Switch, and hopefully, you guys could give me some insight yourself about what are your concerns about the Switch after what you guys just saw in this presentation. Um, the one thing that really has me concerned is the price. Now, $300 might not sound like a lot because of the fact the PS4 is $300, the Xbox One, the base models are $300, but the Switch starting out at $300. Nintendo, what are you thinking? Okay, I'm gonna break this down for the people that don't really understand the price point. Okay, so here in America, the Switch is gonna be $299.99. That's $300. Add in a couple of dollars of tax, maybe like $5 in tax, depending on where you are. Okay, if you guys look at the Switch's specs, it has 32 gigs of storage, internal storage. That the rumor is that it's going to be expandable up to 2 terabytes with the XD with the SDXC cards. That's that's great because 32 gig storage is not a lot. But if you add in an extra SD card like you do with your tablets and phones, boom, you get more memory. Hunky dory. You guys, the Xbox One and PlayStation 4, the base models comes with 500 gigs of storage right off the bat. So that means that if you guys want to have that 500 gig of storage like the PS4 and Xbox One, you guys are gonna have to buy the SDXC cards. Okay, I was on the internet and the cheapest SDXC card I saw, 512 gigabytes, was about $65. So boom, right off the bat, that $300 price tag just jumped up another $65. So you're at right now, starting off the bat, $365. Because come on, guys, be realistic. 32 gig storage is not enough. It ain't gonna be enough. It will never be enough. It's 32 gig storage is barely enough for your tablets and phones, and the applications and games on the tablets and phones are not that big. So imagine if like Nintendo finally is going to do DLCs for games, extra content, applications for the Switch, like Netflix, YouTube, etc., etc., etc. That 32 gig storage is going to go down quickly, especially if the Nintendo's operating system is in that 32 gigs of storage as well. So right off the bat, you're already losing, that 32 gig storage. Let's say, boom, Nintendo Switch uses 4 gigs of storage, you're already down to like 20 gigs. Not a lot. Nintendo. I mean, why? This is that presentation. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw it, but that presentation was just was just a disappointment. Um, Another concern of mine's probably the big concern of all, the third party support. I mean, that thing has me like, really? Like, you guys did this with the Wii U. I can't believe you're doing the same thing again. Now, when the Wii U first came on board with the presentation, Nintendo was like, yes, we got the third party support. We are listening to the consumers. We got the third party support. And on launch, they had, Arkham. They had, Assassin's Creed 3. They had a Call of Duty Black Ops 2, which the graphics were actually pretty decent. But that's it. Later on down the road, people were looking at their Wii U's like, where's the third party support? Where is it, Nintendo? And you got we had actually articles and stuff like that with EA and Ubisoft talking about how they're not going to port games to the Wii U because of the hardware, because of the limitations, this, that, and all this other stuff. Lo and behold, the Switch, boom, magically, oh, we got Skyrim, we got FIFA. Skyrim and FIFA, Nintendo. That's the best you could come up with for your third party support. Skyrim and FIFA. Skyrim is a last gen game. And from the presentation, it doesn't even sound like it was Skyrim Special Edition. It sounded like it was the regular Skyrim. Now, I have to admit, the Special Edition, okay, if I was a developer porting a game, I wouldn't port the Special Edition of Skyrim because of there are so many complaints about it that for safekeeping, for safe bet, I will port the original. So I could understand where they were going with that, Mark, because the special edition was like, it has some issues to work out, and the legendary edition, which was the final edition of the regular Skyrim, had all the expansion packs, the HD texture package, and it had fairly decent amount of updates that have fleshed out a lot of the bugs. Still had a lot more, but I could see why it would be more feasible to port that game to the Switch. But right off the bat, Nintendo is in the same position as they were with the Wii U. They're talking about these third party supports and their presentations. They came out with these last gen games, but third party support is not just about last gen games. It's about last gen, current gen, and future. Because we're talking about gaming console. We're not talking about PC that actually the hardware changes every year or every 2 years. We're talking about a gaming console, not a PS4 Pro. Xbox Scorpio is going to change their model, but we're talking about a gaming console that's supposed to last. Ideally, the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 lasted about a decade. So we're talking about a hardware that's supposed to last a pretty long time. Now that's a long time to develop games for. So that's why I say past gen, future gen, and present gen, because this is what makes a console successful are the games. And if you're just gonna port a few last gen games, nobody really gonna care about them because chances are they probably already have them either on their PC or on their PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360 already. And they're like, why are we gonna spend an excess of $65 plus because games are becoming seriously more expensive. In consoles, PCs they haven't really changed that much, but for consoles, I mean, I remember when console games were like $40, $50. Now it's like I gotta cough up $70. I was like, what happened here? So porting last gen games will only get you so far, and if that is Nintendo's way of saying we got third party support, I mean, they could just throw that graph chart that they have with all the games right up, all their developer posters. They could throw that out the window because nobody's gonna buy it. I mean, they have to port current gen games. I mean, third party support is crucial, and they're just not getting it. Nobody cares about Skyrim. Yes, on the Switch, finally a Nintendo game on the Switch that's not Mario, but still, nobody's really gonna care because God's chances are they already have it, and if the graphics gonna look the same, I mean that whole thing, gaming on the go thing, I don't see it plausible. Yeah, for certain things, yeah, but that is a very expensive tablet. And it's not like you could just run off to like Best Buys and like I'm gonna buy another tablet because my tablet broke. You know, it's it's the Switch. So seeing it on the go, I'm not gonna see it that much. People are gonna take that out while they're walking the dog. It's just the console costs too much money to have it just that fluently, just da, 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 walking the dog, gaming. I just don't see it. That leads me to my next concern about the Switch, the hardware. Once again, Nintendo has gone this weird hybrid half a generation step up, while Sony and Microsoft did a huge leap from PS3 to Xbox, PS3, Xbox 360 to PS4 and Xbox One. It was a huge technological leap. Nintendo kind of like, thinking this tortoise and the hairstyle, slow and steady wins the race, and it's just not working for them. Um, there has been rumors, all but confirmed from Digital Foundry. I'll probably put it up on so you guys can look it up. But the specs for the Switch do not look promising. I mean, I was looking up. What was I looking up? I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, the Android Shield TV, the Nvidia Shield TV, which uses the Tegra X1 chip, and it wasn't a good comparison, but it was the closest thing I could find that uses the X1 chip, as well as the Nvidia K1 tablet. That was the closest to what the Switch would be in portable mode, and okay, in portable mode, yes, the Switch does look promising, and technologically, it should, on paper, perform better than the K1 tablet. Theoretically, I'm talking about theoretically because it's not using the exact Tegra X1 chip. It's using a modification of it, a customized version of it. So, but on paper, it should, in theory, perform better than the K1 chip. Time will tell. March 3rd is when the Switch is gonna come out. But on paper, it looks like it's gonna outperform the K1. Um, but it's nowhere near close to the power and graphical power of the Xbox One and PS4, the base model. Not alone the Pro and the Scorpio which is gonna come out. But I mean, it's not even close to the graphical powers of the Nvidia Shield TV docked. That's a huge concern for me because okay, if I was going to go for the Switch, which I'm still iffy about that, but $399, $299 plus 99 plus tax plus the money I have to spend on buying an external card, I'm already close to $400. And for that, I could just get a PS4, Xbox One, or in fact, if I wanted to go their their route, I could probably just get an Nvidia Shield and Android TV. I have other options than the Switch, and those other options are just as good, which is scary. Technologically speaking, it's scary that Nintendo is releasing hardware that is inferior to their to not only their competition, but to other types of gaming. I mean, the Android Shield TV is not even like. I mean, it's 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 mind-boggling. Like Nintendo's mindset is mind-boggling. Like not only is are they releasing inferior technology as next gen, current gen, but their competition has better technology, and other markets that they're trying to branch into, which is the home portable hybrid market, which actually Android devices, iOS devices are you know, are already in that sort of weird marketplace are already have better technology. The one thing Nintendo has for it is the simplicity of going from portable to home. That's the only thing the Switch has going for it. Everything else is pretty much just there's still a step behind everybody else. Even the market that is not that they're not fully, going towards already have a step up from Nintendo, and that's scary. Another thing from that presentation that concerned me, which I honestly don't know why Nintendo did it in the first place, is their new paid online service. My opinion, what saved the Wii U and what prolonged it as long as it did, as well as helped propel the Wii to its success, was the fact that Nintendo kept their online service free. It was a big deciding factor on, okay, I'm gonna spend $55 a year, $65 a year for Xbox Live, $50 a year, $55 a year for PlayStation Plus. May not sound a lot, but those are still added dollars that you could be spending somewhere else. Nintendo saw that, so Nintendo was like, okay, you don't have to play online. You don't have to pay to play online. It's free. You can play with your friends. You can chat with your friends, and it's free. And it worked. I mean, the Wii's online service. Honestly, I played it. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't, let's say, stable or great as Xbox Live, but it was better. Sometimes I found it better than the PlayStation Network when the PlayStation Network was actually free. Um, so the Wii's online service wasn't that bad. The Wii U's online service wasn't that bad. Playing Black Ops 2 on the Wii U, the matches, average time was about the same as like Xbox 360, PlayStation 3. So it wasn't that bad, and it was free. I didn't have to worry about, oh, I have to pay for my subscription. Oh, I gotta, at the last minute, oh, I gotta spend $55 for another year. I completely forgot. You know, it took that mind off. $55, I could spend it out somewhere else. I could spend it, buying groceries, or I could use the extra thing for gas. It was extra money I didn't have to worry about for the gaming console. Now, not only is Nintendo releasing inferior hardware with their competitions as well as competitions from other markets, but now they're gonna start charging people to play online. Come on, Nintendo. Come on, really, really, Nintendo. I mean, I would love to sit down with these people and be like, with a Japanese translator on one side and just ask them flat out, I mean, what makes you think this is okay? I mean, you know, once again, Nintendo has been doing this since N64. They're boxing themselves in this little corner, and soon, not even their name is gonna bail them out. And this is what concerns me a lot: is the fact that once again, Nintendo is relying on their first party titles, their Mario, their Zelda, you know, to bring them out of this gutter. Build them out. And eventually that's not gonna work. Mario's are great, Mario Karts are great, but honestly, the games that they showed in their presentation honestly did not impress me enough to buy a Switch. Honestly, I mean, the PS4 is right there. You know, I want Mario. You know, pop up my emulator, play some Mario. I still got my Wii. Play some Mario there, but it's not there. It's just not there, and that's concerns me. I mean, I'm still shocked of Nintendo. I'm really still shocked that they're pulling the same gimmicks over and over again. Um, the final concern I have, obviously, pricing of their accessories, their Joy-Con controllers, the Pro controllers, all that. Um, it's just more added money. I mean, their Joy-Con controller. costs more. Icing costs more than an Xbox One controller. Costs more than a PS4 controller. Everything else just costs more. The overall price of the Switch is just more than the overall price of the PS4. Now I don't know what Nintendo's gonna do with their bundles and stuff like that. I'm very curious to see what they're gonna do with the bundles, but the overall pricing just costs more, and that is my serious. That's probably my most big concern. My most concern than anything else that I said before. I mean, is the overall pricing because if you guys look at it, all the stuff you have to buy for the Switch to have a good gaming experience with little worries, it's gonna cost you more, a lot more, and that's my biggest concern, guys. Um, I would love to hear you guys. This is serious. Nintendo is really. I mean, I don't know if they're desperate or what, but I mean, I really want to hear you guys' concerns. What do you guys like about the presentation? What didn't you like? Do you guys have the same concerns as me, or are you guys just excited that Nintendo's finally, got something out of the box? The Wii U was a failure. Finally, they have a winner. You know, um, I really want the Switch to be successful. I really want Nintendo to be number one again, to set the standard for actually gaming, like they did in the past. But honestly, I just don't see it. I see Nintendo struggling for the next 10 years, like they did with the Wii U. I mean, the Wii U didn't last that long. I don't even know what I'm talking about, but um, guys, comment below, like this video, share it. Hey, dislike it if you hate it. Talk about it. Um, as always, guys, just have an awesome day.